This is pretty wild. This is in line with something I just covered.
Yes.
Hong Kong's security law. Remember, I brought alarm to the world on this. Basically, in 2019, there were pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I'll catch you up. Millions of people, the majority of the Hong Kong territory, supported not being closer to Beijing. They didn't want Beijing's control on
they were
their territory.
all out on the streets. It was amazing. It was an incredible time to be there.
China absolutely cracked down, wiped it out. It will never happen again in the history of mankind because they have instituted basically Beijing law, China's mainland law in Hong Kong. They've instituted a national security law, which passed unanimously. And what this means is that if you post anything online now about free Hong Kong or I support democracy in China, right?
Yeah.
I support Chinese democracy.
Anything
Not that terrible
anti-China,
Guns N' Roses album.
Yeah, exactly. Now, anything that's like
Anything
against the CCP.
anti-CCP, right? Anything like this. Anything we do, anything that you guys are maybe typing in the comments. I advise everyone, do not go to Hong Kong, even on a connecting flight, because they are now arresting people and have been arresting people for online post history. Yeah. And this is the first EU citizen, this is a European Union citizen from Portugal, that posted it on a Facebook group, now being jailed for secession.
5 years.
5 years because he said things that were in support of pro-Hong Kong democracy, anti-CCP interference in Hong Kong. On a Facebook group.
Yeah, so this guy was kind of he was running a Facebook group about,
very small.
like a small Facebook group about pro-democracy stuff. And he got 5 years. And this is 2022. When he went back to visit family, he got arrested.
Yes.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This is not good.
No. So they are arresting people.
Yeah.
They are arresting people for your online posts. I had some Wumao in my comments being like, I know they're obviously being paid to say this, but they're trying to run interference campaigns in my video by saying, listen, this is outlandish. No, this is just every country has national security laws. This is not what he's saying. No, it is. It very much is what I'm saying.
Yes.
People are going to jail for posting online about stuff for pro-democracy for Hong Kong and anti-CCP posts. They are.
Yeah.
And worse stuff happens to people that do that too, by the way.
Correct.
Not just jail.
Yeah.
Right.
So just a bit of a PSA there, if you are going to Hong Kong, don't be a pro-democracy advocate.
Yeah.
That's
seriously,
simple.
even if you're connecting.
China's really shooting itself in the foot
They
here
really
because
are.
Hong Kong has always been this financial hub.
Yep. And they need it. China needs it.
But they're making it less and less appealing.
They are.
How many people are going to want to go there if people are just being arbitrarily arrested for posting things on social media?
Not many.
I'm not going to go.
I'm not going. We'd be toast.
Yeah. Seriously, and it's such an excellent place to visit as well.
One of my favorite places in the world.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, it's awful, and I really feel for all the Hong Kong people who grew up there because it was such an amazing place before
we know so many people that have fled now, Hong Kongers, and good. I'm glad they got out.
You got to get out, but it sucks.
It sucks.
Because they have to go from that awesome, vibrant place to like dull old England or whatever.
Sure.
You know what I mean? and sit in the freaking drizzle in the grey skies and be like, I kind of miss Hong Kong.
Sure, Hong Kong's very hot.
It's super, super hot. So, it's like going from the tropics into like, drizzly old England. It's not great.
Drizzly old England.
Like I have a double-decker like red bus go by and you're like, oh man.
And you look down, you got your Wellingtons on.
Everything's wet.
Yeah.
You got a scarf.
You got to definitely have a scarf for sure.
Okay, this woman over here, Shui Fei Chen, okay? Who is she? She's an editor-in-chief at Green Post under Sweden, China Bridge.
Where we heard China Bridge. It's a different China Bridge, but
but those are the ones that collapse. I know you're talking about think tanks here. Anyway,
I was actually talking about podcasts.
Oh yes,
the bridge.
Yeah, the bridge. That's right, with Flat Cat McDonald's and all that. Yeah. Anyway, she has been expelled and deported from Sweden. The first time I've seen this happen.
Oh.
So Sweden expels a Chinese journalist, calling her a threat to national security.
Wow. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Now, of course, this is part of a long investigation, but it turns out that she was working for and being paid by and working on behalf of the CCP. Oh, okay. Which, I'll be honest, there's a lot of that in America.
Yeah.
I hope this sets a precedent.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, there's a fine line between like freedom of speech and then working for a foreign government for influence operations.
Yeah.
And this is separate from this because I'm not 100% familiar with what happened in this investigation, but I will say that there are so many outlets run by the Chinese government's propaganda networks. Not networks, this is propaganda departments.
Yes.
In China that are to influence people abroad. We've been covering this for years now, right?
Yeah.
That shouldn't be allowed. I think if you're an adversarial government that is promoting things that are trying to divide and destroy that country in said country, those operations should not be allowed. That's not freedom of speech. That's an adversarial government that doesn't have freedom of speech that is running these operations to destroy your country. So, yes, maybe a bit of a precedent. Yeah. Maybe a bit of a precedent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like it says in the article there that she had contacts with the Chinese embassy, you know, and was working for them and working for the Chinese government and all that sort of thing. And when you've got a person who's in the press like this, influential, getting into government meetings, perhaps getting into closed circles, and you're being paid by a foreign government, it's not good. No. You know? No. So yes, like you said, and like I said, hopefully it sets a precedent. I like to see more of this being scrutinized because, you know, if you're being paid by a foreign government and you're running around in another country on their behalf, doing things on their behalf, you should at least have some eyes on you. You know what I mean?
Sure. Check.
Yeah, it's safe.
And he's like, ha ha! Ooh, smashes the check.
It's just such nonsense. Why did you show me this?
That's not a prank.
No.
You just slapped your wife.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
This guy's sleeping.
Temporary tattoo.
It's a temporary tattoo of a wound. He starts freaking out.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's like, what the
Oh, that's gross.
I said it crosses the line.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind